The best way to receive discipline is to do what you hate to do, but to do it like you love it.
Tell everybody that you know to delete the old version of you that they have in their head. That version of you, it's gone. You've destroyed it to build someone new that the world has never met before. This year isn't about tweaking who you were, it's about becoming someone that you've always meant to be. Because this isn't a comeback story, this is a full-on reinvention. You're going to build yourself from the ground up. That old version of you has been deleted.
I think the best way to prove your value is to work, is to learn, is to absorb, to be a sponge. You always want to outwork your potential. You know, as hard as you believe you can work harder than that.
The hardest thing to build in life is also the easiest thing to break. And that is your character. That is your commitment to yourself. Because nobody's watching. Or so we think nobody's watching.
This life is not here to give you pleasantness at all times. You're not being born into this world and just like walk through this lifetime like it would be Disneyland. What you are facing, what every human being at some level is facing is difficulties, nothing new. No difficulties, no growth.
Every day, do what you're supposed to do. And don't expect some incredible results in 1 day or 2 days or 10 days. Worthwhile things take 100 days. They take 500 days. Maybe they take 5,000 days. They take time, but it's little steps that add up. So put in the daily effort. Let that be your reward. Reward yourself. Feel gratification from knowing that you moved the needle, even just a little bit. Rome wasn't built in a day. The Grand Canyon took millions of years to form. And whatever it is you want to do isn't going to happen in 1 day. You have work to do.
People go, what's your biggest fear in life?
You ever feel like nothing good was ever going to happen to you?
Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate.
I have spent my whole life scared.
Fear is the path to the dark side.
If you didn't withdraw in fear from everything that life threw at you, who could you become?
The best way to fight the demons that chase you in the night is to stop and turn around.
Fear is an illness. If you catch it and you leave it untreated, it can consume you.
Fear wasn't real. He said it wasn't made of anything, it was just air.
Fear is not real.
Fear is my friend. Fear allows me to reach my highest potential.
There is no shame to admit that you're afraid.
Believe in yourself.
Never fear a storm.
Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure.
If you can teach people to stand up in the face of the things they're afraid of, they get stronger.
Do the thing you fear, and the death of fear is certain.
You can either live your dreams or live your fears.
Because there is no courage without fear. And when I made peace with that, it changes everything in my life.
You learn things painfully. And when you learn something painfully, a part of you has to die. That's the pain. You know, when a dream is shattered, for example, a huge part of you that constituted that dream, maybe even the biological substrate of that dream, has to be stripped away and burned. And so, life is a constant process of death and rebirth. And to participate in that fully is to allow yourself to be redeemed by it.
What are the things that you fear that's been keeping you from living your dream? That's been keeping you from doing some things that you would like to do? Just think about those things. You must be willing to go forward and face your fears again and again and again. There's a difference between having a fear and the fear having you.
Bravery
is not the absence of fear. Bravery is feeling fear and moving forward anyway.
The fear is never reaching your potential. That always falling short, always quitting before you're done, always procrastinating, always not doing the right thing. And then one day you're an old man and you look back and go, God, I could have been great. It could have been great.
Winning never visits you in your daydreams. It sees you in your nightmares. The things that you come visit you in your nightmares, those things are real. Those are the things that you have to deal with. Those are the monsters underneath the bed. Those are the skeletons in the closet. Those are the things that you've put away. And some of the stuff that you've put away and you don't want to deal with is some of the best part of you.
Many fears is it that you are dealing with, but ultimately you conquer them. And then the outlook on the rest of the life looks different. It changes something inside of you. It changes the perspective, how you are looking at things, where you see other people, they are living in fear, but fear of nothing.
It's like you're not as good as you could be, so you let that part of you die. And if someone comes along and says, you know, there's some dead wood here, man, it needs to be burned off, and think, well, that stuff's still a bit alive. When that burns, it's gonna hurt. It's like, yeah, well, no kidding. But maybe the thing that emerges in its place is something better.
Now, fear and courage tend to be habits that if you are afraid and you give in to the fear and you back away, it becomes a habit to back away whenever you're afraid or unsure. If you're afraid and you force yourself to confront the fear, it becomes a habit to confront the fear whenever you find something that you're afraid of. And you'll find that most fears disappear when you confront them. And most fears, fears of failure, fears of rejection, fears of loss, fears of pain, fears of limitation, fears of the loss of a relationship, fears of ill health, most of these fears disappear when you confront them head on.
That if I wanted to be the best person that I could be, that I needed to go where the fear is. Go where the fear is. Go where the fear is.
Everything that you ever wanted is on the other side of fear.
Don't fear failure. Dream big. Work hard. Stay positive. Enjoy the journey.
Learn to dance in the rain.
Don't ever let somebody tell you you can't do something. Not even me. You got a dream, you got to protect it.
It starts with yourself, man. You got to start diving into those things that you're afraid of. You'll gain confidence by going to the spot that makes you feel good. It's gonna be a false reality. And the second life gives you that challenge, all you want to do is go back to what gave you confidence, is that happy spot. No, what gives you confidence? What gives you confidence, not being afraid, is overcoming the fear.
How do you overcome fear? The first thing you've got to realize is that most of the fear that you have isn't a reality, it's just built up in your head. So what you need to do to overcome your fear is to go and face it, go and look at it, go on the attack, move towards it. That's what you need to do if you're afraid of something. Don't hide from it. The more you hide from it, the bigger it gets.
We're trying so hard in our lives to fit in, yet the people we idolize are the ones that stand out. But when you're prepared, there is no fear. There is no fear of failure, okay? Because even if you've walked out of something and you feel like you failed at it, your preparation is so strong that you're gonna take that failure and turn it into the outcome you desire.
You should be scared. You should be anxious. You should be worried. You should be concerned. You know what that means? That means you actually give a fuck about what you're trying to do.
I used to think that if you were really courageous, eventually you got to the point where you weren't afraid. I'm going to tell you something, that if you're not a little bit afraid, at least 3 or 4 nights a week, you're not trying hard enough. if you're not falling on your face over and over again, if you're not trembling when you go to sleep with your heart pounding, then what is happening is you're not trying hard enough. You're living too far within your potential. That all really successful people live on the outside edge of what they're capable of. And it's always a little bit scary on the outside edge because we all have feelings of uncertainty. We all have fears. We all have doubts that hold us back. But the brave person is simply the person who moves forward and keeps taking the chance.
You begin to trust yourself and put yourself in the situation where you have to make it happen. You will make it happen. I know that you've got greatness within you. I know that you have unlimited potential in you. I know that you have something to give to the universe. And what kind of gift could you give if fear wasn't an issue? And I'm saying you can have fears, but don't surrender. Don't let your fears have you.
You messed up. But it's not the end of the world that it seems. And it's not the end of the world that those would try to make it seem. Today's a new day. Today's a new you. And so do not destroy yourself over a man that no longer exists.
Don't ever be ashamed of anything you've done in your life. Face it, fix it, make it better. Build belief, build confidence to the point where nothing can hurt you because you know exactly who you are. You've faced your demons. You were able to hear all your past traumas. I'm no longer embarrassed. I'm no longer ashamed. Being ashamed is one of the biggest things that kill people nowadays.
More fati, which means love of fate. And it basically means love everything that happens to you as a way of learning and as a way of toughening yourself. Life involves pain. Life involves loss. The people that you know are going to die. You're going to get ill. You're going to have terrible things happen to you. People are going to screw you. Bad things are going to happen. That is life. That's what life is about. That's what any animals had to deal with. That's what you have to deal with. If you complain and you wish things were otherwise, that means that you don't love life. You don't like life. You don't accept it. Be the opposite. Accept everything that happens and find a way to love it and see the purpose behind it.
Unchosen suffering is going to happen in life. Your parents are going to pass away, loved ones are going to die, your relationships are going to break down, your body is going to fail you. And the only way that you can prepare yourself for unchosen suffering is with chosen suffering.
It all starts with a choice. You're not here by accident. You're here because of the choices you made. Good or bad, they're yours. You can't blame circumstances. You can only own up and be accountable for your actions. If you don't like where you're at, change it. You chose this. Now choose something better.
In life, you can be so gifted, right? And so talented. I want y'all to hear this, right? You can be so gifted, so talented. Something can serve as an advantage your whole life. If you don't personally develop, right? If you don't grow, if you don't evolve, at a certain point in your life, your advantage is going to become your disadvantage. Guarantee you. That's the importance of hard work. That's the importance of dedication. That's the importance of commitment.
This one question will change your entire fucking life. Who do I need to become? That's the question. Who do you need to become this person, to achieve this success, to hit this goal? That's the only fucking question you need. Audit who you are. And you gotta ask yourself, what do I need to let go of, and who do I need to become this person?
You have to keep growing and evolving and trying to be the best version of yourself. And sometimes that's uncomfortable for people to see because they're not doing the same. Because it makes them feel like you're leaving them, you know? But that's just their own projections going on to you. And you don't need to take that onto yourself because you're growing. You're on your own journey. You're trying to be a better version of yourself.
He says, when we strive to become better than we are, everything around us becomes better too. The pursuit of personal excellence is not a solitary journey. It's a catalyst for transformative change that elevates not just you, but the entire tapestry of your existence. Striving for continual improvement is like planting seeds of positive change. fostering environments where growth becomes contagious. As we become committed to becoming the best versions of ourselves, the ripple effect extends to the world, creating a cascade of positive influence that is tangible.
What makes you uniquely you? You can't be comfortable with yourself if you don't know who yourself is. And you can't know who yourself is if you don't stop looking at how everybody around you is and start looking at what makes you comfortable and what makes you uniquely you. There's roughly close to, I guess, about 8 billion people on this planet, but there's only one you.
To look at yourself, you have to focus deep. You have to go through a process, being honest and going, what excites me? What do I feel like makes me unique? The power that you have in life is mining that uniqueness, mining that individual quality in whatever field you go into. And so you can't have that self-awareness if you can't focus, if you can't concentrate, if you can't be bored and take a notebook and start writing things out about your childhood, about who you are, about what you love and what you hate. If you can't do that, I'm sorry, but there's no hope for you. There's really no hope for you. So you have to be able to put yourself on that information diet and go into that introspective process.
You have a choice to make. Do you want to sit down and go back to that guy you once were? No. So this is what it takes. Nothing is easy.
I love this question, which is, what would you do if you weren't afraid? And I love thinking about that when I'm thinking about big life decisions. Like, what would I do if I weren't afraid? And it's usually like the big one, the bigger thing that I really want to do, but I'm afraid to do it. It's like, that's what I should do.
Man would not be man if his dreams did not exceed his grasp.
How committed are you to really do something about your life? It's not knowledge which is the problem. It's not inspiration which is the problem. The problem is that after you have all this information, how are you going to transform it? How are you going to integrate it into your 24-hour day?
If you haven't gotten what you want, then you're not worthy of it, period. And that's okay. Now you can admit that you suck and improve. Better to know you're bad for a season than pretend you're good for a lifetime. Because you're not as good as you think you are. You're not struggling from imposter syndrome. You're a student and pretending to be a teacher.
Understand what the struggle produces. So when you attack something, you realize when you're going through your hardest times and you tell yourself, wait a minute, I have to go through this because it's a part of the process.
You have to do it, and you have to do it now. So stop thinking about it, stop dreaming about it, stop researching every aspect of it, start doing it. That is the first step to make it happen. Get after it, and get after it here and now.
Reminder that if you want to be exceptional, you're going to be different from everyone else. That's what makes you exceptional. You can't fit in and also be exceptional. Both have discomfort. When you fit in, you have internal conflict because you're not being 100% you. When you're exceptional, you have external conflict because everyone sees you as different. Pick one. When your friends start to say, you've changed, remember it's because they don't know how to say, you've grown.
That version of yourself that lives inside of your heart that nobody else even knows about because you're too afraid to talk about it, because you're afraid everybody's gonna laugh at you. That's the thing you're supposed to become. Whatever that is, that's what you're supposed to become. You need to listen to that. If you're going to step out from what you have always been into something new, you have to be prepared to cut all of the old out, because all of the old will constantly be in your ear chirping, making you doubt, making you question, making you slow down, making you hesitate. And all of those qualities will keep you from becoming that thing that you're trying to become.
Talked a little bit about purpose. A lot of that is just working hard to try to be who you say you are. We all project ourselves a certain way,
But when rubber hits the road and you look at yourself in the mirror, who are you? And are you living the life that you're telling people you're living?
You gotta be willing to be uncomfortable to get comfortable. You gotta be willing to be scared. You gotta be willing to go into the rooms that people don't wanna go into. And you gotta be willing to deal with the word no for a period of time, because the yeses will come. Make you hold you accountable.
I think it's just giving yourself permission to suck. It's giving yourself permission to be unhappy. It's giving yourself permission to not achieve while you do for a long period of time. It's giving yourself permission to lose friends. It's giving yourself permission to do things that's different than people in your social circle or your age group are doing. Giving yourself permission to be an exception so that you can become exceptional.
If you don't put it into an action plan, get going, that's the key. Some people are ever learning, but they don't put it into action. They don't really take the action. It's like the man who keeps bringing materials to the building site and never builds anything. He keeps bringing in the sand and the gravel and the windows and the doors, and he just stacks up all these supplies, but he never builds anything. You've got to do something with what you've learned. You've got to take action. You've got to get going.
And anything you want good, you can have. So claim it. Work hard to get it. When you get it, reach back. Pull someone else up.
An old saying that there's 3 types of people on a ladder. One at the bottom, one at the middle, and one at the top. Which one is the best to be? The one that's still climbing.
Talking about your goals, and talking about your ambitions, and you're talking about your dreams, talking about anything. Overthinking is the enemy of executing. As far as I'm concerned, the best way of actually making progress towards them is cutting it down to a day-by-day scale and ensuring that every day your goal is to simply take another step toward it.
Go out there and build something, do something. Do something. So at the end of the day, they close the book on your story. Your chapter has meant something.
Almost all the meaning that you will need to get you through the hard times of your life is going to be a consequence of adopting responsibility, not of rights and impulsive action. But that isn't where you're going to find the meaning that keeps you sustained through the storms of life.
I'm astounded by how many people want to be spectacular in life but also want to be normal. By being normal, you are, by definition, aiming for average. Normal people get normal results. Exceptional people get exceptional results. You literally can't do what everyone else does and expect to not get what everyone else has got. By doing what everyone else does, you guarantee average results.
In order for something new to come, something old must go. And that old can sometimes mean let go of what you know until now. Empty the cup. Start from the beginning.
Do you run away from something? Do you run towards something? Failure is a compelling protagonist towards achieving your goals. Use failure. Be scared. Be very scared of failure, and you will succeed. There is no magic pill.
One day or day one. You keep that in your mind. Keep that in your mind if you've been slacking on some kind of something that you want to start doing, and that you know is going to be good for you if you do start.
In your life, in any given moment, the strongest dream in that moment wins that moment. I am a very powerful dreamer.
If you want to attract what you want, you've got to see yourself already with it. You've got to understand that you've already got it. Use your imagination, see yourself already in possession of the good you desire.
That will flip your mind onto a specific frequency. It's on that frequency that good you desire is going to start coming toward you, and you will start moving toward it. You've got to see yourself now already with it. And know it's only a period of time until you moving toward it and it moving toward you, and you become one with it.
Someone will save you, but it's you. Future you, the better you. The person that you've been waiting to become.
And you make up your mind to be defined by a vision of the future instead of the memories of the past. All you have to do is make a decision. And you just gotta have a clear intent on what you want. And so learn, study, and then begin to dream or begin to build a model of what it could look like, and don't let go of it. And begin to experience the emotions of how you feel when it happens.
The heart of confidence is action. It's the willingness to try. And all you need is to know that if you try, you're not gonna die. You're just gonna learn something. And when you learn something, it removes a little bit of the insecurity so that it makes it slightly easier to try again.
Projecting yourself forward to see one of the consequences of failing, one of the consequences of stopping, is about as powerful of a motivation strategy as I can think of, you know? Because what you're doing is you're trying to optimize right now to stop the discomfort, but what you're going to pay for that in is shame, guilt, and regret long term. So what you need to be able to do is bundle all of that up that is as yet unfelt, but will last for way, way, way longer. You know, the future is much longer than now. That's right. The future is going to extend out up until the day that you die. And the now is just for now. And you get to look back, and do you look back with pride and glory, or do you look back with shame and guilt?
And you don't feel like doing something, like you do it anyway. You do it because you have to, and you have to do it for your future self. You know, you have to look back, you have to look at yourself in 5, 6, 7 years and be the person that you would want to look back and be proud of, because now what you're doing your future self a favor.
This isn't a game. This is your life. Wake up. It's time to make your life into a highlight reel. You're the main character, not anybody else. Stop thinking this world is against you. You're in control. You get to choose what happens next. The wait is over, because the time is now.
You go higher, you go even more alone. Why? Because nobody is willing anymore to invest their energy in going higher, because it's becoming more difficult. They say, oh, it's already okay here. Why you still want to move up there? The air is getting thinner over there. So that means along this way, the higher you want to go, the more likely you're gonna walk alone. This is the next thing.
You have no fucking idea how great you really are, because you are using such minimal of what you have. Everybody has the ability to do it, but they just don't want to. There's no hacks, bro. It's you against you. The problem is you, and you don't want to fix it.
The hardships, the losses, they make the good times way better.
First of all, everybody, you're never starting over. You're always starting from experience. This is so important for you to understand. Just because you got laid off, just because you've ended a relationship, you're not starting from scratch. You have all the experiences, good and bad, in your life that you can now use to reinvent and reimagine what the next chapter of your life looks like next.
What are you gonna do? How bad do you want it?
What are you willing to sacrifice, and what are you willing to give up to find every bit of who you are as a human being?
Delusion is only delusional when you don't accomplish the goal of making a delusion the reality.
Losers let it happen. Winners make it happen. Losers see thunderstorms. Winners see rainbows. Losers see icy streets. Winners put on their ice skates. Losers take chances. Winners make choices. It's all in the way you choose to think.
A fairy tale has two things in common. It has a dark forest and a dark moment. How you handle that dark forest, how you handle that dark moment determines everything. You want to know the people that go from good to great to unstoppable? They didn't run from that dark moment. They don't think about that dark moment as they get older, but they never forget. And when you never forget, that internal fire never goes out. It never goes out.
Winners run towards the fire. Winners were built for pressure. Winners were knitted in their mother's womb for pressure. Winners have the mindset that they don't have to deal with pressure. Pressure has to deal with them. In fact, a true winner thrives in the pressure even more than a regular low-stress situation because they adopted the mindset that they were built for the pressure.
When you are in uncertainty, when you feel at risk, when you feel exposed, don't tap out. Stay brave, stay uncomfortable, stay in the cringy moment, lean into the hard conversation, and keep leading. Stay brave.
No one will believe in you until you believe in you. And then when you start believing in you, the world starts believing in you. The greatest visions frighten the status quo. And yet those are the very visions that disrupt markets and change the world.
Where would you be right now if you had done what you said you were going to do the first time you said you were going to do it? Or maybe even the second or third time? The answer to that question usually sucks. It's not fun to think about the amount of time that you spent kicking the can down the road, pretending that you're going to do what you said you were going to do one day. So don't do it now. Don't watch this video and then 6 months, 1 year, 5 years down the road, find yourself asking the exact same question then that you are now. Don't make your entire life a question of what if I had just done it when I said I would. That is a life full of disappointment and regret. And that is not something that you want to live with, and certainly not something you want to die with.
There's only one main reason that's stopping you from reaching your dream: your inability to steer through emotional cycles. When you begin executing an idea, you're excited and ambitious, driving the mind into euphoria. But the deeper you go, the more you realize it's harder than you thought. As obstacles arise, so does fear and self-doubt. You start questioning if the effort is worth it. You start looking for excuses and think maybe another path would be easier. This is where most people quit. To get through this, it takes courage and commitment. To get through this means you're closer to your goals than you think.
Fear is what you must face. Doubt is about you. Everything that you doubt, you've created. Nobody else creates doubt. You create that doubt. Fear is about pressure, and pressure is a privilege. If you're put under a pressure situation, that means somebody believes in you. Pressure is a gift. Doubt creates panic. When you doubt yourself, that's when panic starts to happen. So when you're under that pressure situation, embrace it. Because you know what pressure does? Pressure pushes what's great outside of you.
Once you become obsessed with something, it's okay to be unbalanced for a while. It's okay. Don't be all this stuff people say, you gotta be balanced. To be the best in the world at what you do, you have to be unbalanced to find every bit of energy and strength that you have to pull it off. Then you get balanced once you become great. So if your family doesn't understand, why are you so daggone crazy? Because I'm trying to be the best I can to give you the best that I am. And it takes being obsessed to where people think you're crazy.
Do not be afraid to fail, because failure is not the end. Failure is merely a stepping stone on the path to success, so just embrace it as a valuable teacher and let it fuel your determination to try again and again and again.
Say you want to be great, let your actions, let your words display that. If you say you really want to be elite, let your actions and let your words display that. Two of the most dangerous words a person can say on their way to success is
good enough. Good enough for who? Who said it was good enough? Who said the effort that you're putting in right now is good enough? Who said that your education level right now is good enough? Who said that your people skills right now are good enough? Who said that your website, your business structure, who said it's good enough? We're not going after what's good enough. We're going after what's best.
The greatest things in the world were built by tired people. All right, I know you're tired. I know it's hard. I know you're exhausted. The fucking wonders of the world, guess who they were built by? Exhausted people. The buildings that you admire, guess who they were designed by and built by? People that were tired. Everything great in the world was built by tired motherfuckers. So it doesn't matter if you're tired. You just have to keep going.
Vision that you glorify in your mind, the ideal that you enthrone in your heart, this you will build your life by. This you will become.
Mind has to be stronger than your feelings. Think about every poor decision you've made in your life. There was more emotion that was involved in it than there was mind. Every single one of them. Think about it. Your feelings keep you in bed. Your mind tells you, get up.
I want you to live your life. Your life is a book. You got a bunch of chapters in your book, but when they close that book, how good was the book? All right. Made some mistakes, life goes on. You take those moments, you make the best of them because they're life lessons. You figure out life from this point. The sun gonna be up in the morning regardless. And at nighttime, the moon gonna be there. And you gonna look up, these days gonna keep going by.
The Buddha says, being in a state of pain, anxiety, or in a state of suffering comes from attachment. When you're attached to things, attached to people, attached to identities, attached to philosophies, then you end up being in a situation where you experience pain. But you don't have to experience suffering if you live in a state of no expectation, where you're just living life, taking it day by day, step by step, and enjoying yourself. You always have the pain of comparison. It's easy to compare yourself in the age of the internet to other people. The pain of living in the future, right? The pain of what you could be, you should be, but you aren't. You can liberate yourself from a lot of these things by living in the present moment, by being here right now.
Well, we may not be able to control everything in our outer world, but we certainly can control our inner world. And so it's not so important to not react. I mean, everybody reacts, I react. The question is, how long are you gonna react? So if you keep an emotional reaction going on for an extended period of time, you're memorizing that emotion, and your body, as the unconscious mind, is believing it's living in the same past experience 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. We become addicted to the very life we don't even like. So it's important then for people to realize then, when you have that moment where you have crisis or something breaks down, that you do have control over it, and it's a formula.
If you think that everything is too good to be true, you're gonna be right 9 out of 10 times. The only issue is that 1 out of every 10 opportunity, that could be the one that could change your life. So optimists fail far more than cynics, but eventually they hit a home run. So always keep your guard up, protect yourself, be street smart, but never fully close yourself off to the fact that you might have a life-changing opportunity in front of you.
These are words to remember when anyone tries to tell you to give up, tell you to give in, because whatever you're trying to do is impossible. Impossible is just a word thrown around by small men who find it easier to live in the world they've been given than to explore the power they have to change it. Impossible is not a fact, it's an opinion. I'm here to say you will make mistakes along the way. You will fall down. I have many times, but what we do after that fall is how we make history, because impossible is nothing.
If you look at the greats in any walk of life, the greats do things when they don't always want to. And that's the separation.
But never be ashamed of anything you've done in your life. Face it, fix it, make it better. Build belief, build confidence to the point where nothing can hurt you because you know exactly who you are. You've faced your demons. You were able to hear all your past traumas. I'm no longer embarrassed. I'm no longer ashamed. Being ashamed is one of the biggest things that kill people nowadays.
It's risky is living your life and never trying for anything and never doing something brave and never getting yourself scared and in a good way.
You know, if I see something, I see an opportunity, I'm gonna go for it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We only, you know, we're all gonna die one day. So we live like that. Live like you could die tomorrow. You know, go for it.
A lot of people think they have all this time, so they fucking waste it. And they never go out and do what they really set out to do or accomplish or do anything great in their life. You think when you're young that you have all this time. You have no time. There's no time. There is no tomorrow, you know? There is no tomorrow. That shit. Let's get all this done today.
Contemplate the price you pay for inaction. So I think a lot of the time we presume that inaction has no cost, but it does. Inaction does have a cost because your attention is the most important thing that you have. So contemplate the price that you pay for inaction. It's a justification for you doing things sooner rather than later and committing.
Every morning when you get up, say over and over to yourself, do it now, do it now, do it now. I do it now, do it now. Whenever you have this tendency to procrastinate, program your subconscious mind with this automatic conditioned command, do it now, do it now, do it now. The key to overcoming procrastination is to develop a sense of urgency. Be the kind of person who gets things done quickly. Be the kind of person who launches fast on a task. Say over and over to yourself, do it now, do it now, do it now. Do you know that less than 2% of the population have a sense of urgency? And that there is not an example of a successful person anywhere who does not have a sense of urgency? That if you just develop a sense of urgency when somebody gives you a task, that you get on it and do it fast, that alone will move you into the top ranks in a very short period of time.
How do you try to make them understand you when they don't even understand themselves? They judge your actions, but don't even care to think about theirs. They criticize your every move while they blindly stumble around. You're trying to garner respect from the wrong peoples. It is apples and oranges. They view reality differently than you do. And every minute you spend trying to sell them on your dream is a minute you are not spending actually trying to achieve it.
When you're grateful, you can't be worried. You can't be fearful. When you're grateful, you can't be angry. And anger and fear are what screw people up most in their relationships, in their life, in their business. So I wire myself. I was saying to you that most people want to be happy, but their habit is to be worried or pissed off or frustrated or stressed. And so they've got a highway to stress and they got a dirt road to happiness.
One of my most powerful motivational frames is thinking about the person that I want to become as the destination. And thinking like, I want to be bulletproof. I want to be bulletproof in these ways. I want to be bulletproof in my marriage. I want to be bulletproof in my business, etc. And I think about that man, whoever I want him to be. Like we said, hell is when you look at who you could have been and realize that you're not that person. And then I think, if I were to make that man, what would I put that man through to make him who he is? Like, it wouldn't be easy times. It wouldn't be quick wins. It wouldn't even be easy wins. It would be the toil and the struggle of achieving and reaching for things that are right out of grasp. And so when I'm going through those like really harder times, I like to think of like looking in my mental mirror of like, I'm making you. I'm not there yet, but I'm making you.
We all get exactly the same amount of time. Exactly. Now here's something interesting. The sand in the bottom of the glass represents the past. The sand in the top of the glass represents the future. This is the way it actually is. You have no idea what's in the top of the glass. You only know what's in the bottom of the glass. Isn't that interesting? And you see, the only thing we've got anything to do with is what's right here in the center right now.
At some point, you have to decide this is it. You're ready. You don't need to make any more changes before you show up, because it doesn't need to be perfect in order for it to be really good. At some point, you have to let go of thinking that everything has to be just right. Being ready is a decision, not a circumstance. You got the green light. Now make it count.
should always take action a little bit before you are ready is the advice I give. So if you're not ready and it's really a huge task, okay, maybe wait a little bit, take steps to get closer to being ready, but several months before you're ready, go ahead and do it. Try it because you're going to rise to the occasion. If you feel like you're almost ready and then you start, you go, but I better work harder because I know that I can do this. Whereas if you think I can never do it, you'll just give up. You don't want to give up.
I want it first. Then you got to work it. Then you have the opportunity to win it. But it all starts with your want. You got to want this. I can't want this for you. You got to want this like no other. Then the work has to happen. And see, the work and the want got to add up together to want each other. Then that puts you in a position to win. Ain't nobody giving you no W. You got to go take that thing, man.
That's why I tell people, don't go to the next level, grow to the next level. Don't go through hard things, grow through hard things. If you grow through hard things, it prepares you character-wise to deal with a harder thing.
There will come opportunities in life, when they're presented to you, in front of you. It's just a matter of whether you're not prepared to take advantage of the opportunity. But you got to develop that resilience within you. Life is not about how much you succeed. It's about what happens when you fail.
Live your life the way that you want to leave your life. If you had 90 days to live, how many of you will make some radical changes in your life? The majority of them will say, I will quit my job. Because that's not them. They're not doing something that's them. You spend 40 to 60 hours a week doing something that's not you. But if you're doing something that's you, that's your passion. When you realize that we have a choice to accept life as it is, or be an active force for good, to decide, I don't want to just survive. This is not me. What it takes to survive and what it takes to live, those are two totally different things.
The way I look at it is, you were born with a DNA that will never be replicated in the past or in the future. It's a unique marker of you, right? So genetically, there is something different about you. Weird, odd, great, whatever you want to put it, okay? And it's like something that's planted at your birth. It's what makes you different from everybody else. It's even what makes you different from your parents. Like a seed at your birth. If you cultivate that seed, if you cultivate your uniqueness, it gives you a purpose in life. It's why you are unique. It's what makes you you. It's your energy, it's your character, it's your awareness, it's your sense of humor. It's what draws you to certain things, what you hate about certain things. It's you. If you listen to that, it's like a voice inside of your head. If you listen to that voice clearly, it directs you, it gives you a purpose.
If we want to enjoy more of life, we've got to give everything we've got right now. Let's not plan, in the future I'll do it. Or let's not be sad about what didn't happen in the past. And I've come to the conclusion that you and I are capable of doing whatever we can see. We can hold it in our head, we can hold it in our hand. We've got to step out and do different. We've got to quit playing like this is a game. We've got to treat life like what it is. It's sacred. Yet we're capable of doing anything we want. But we've got to do it. It ain't going to happen for us. Focus on right now, because that is all you've got. There isn't any past, there isn't any future. Now's it. Don't waste your time. Do you know that everybody alive gets exactly the same amount of time we get all there is? It's what we do with it that makes the difference. Don't waste your life. Set your goals high. Quit thinking about what's wrong. Start thinking what's right. Love a little more, hate a little less. You have no idea what you're capable of doing. Make up your mind today, you're gonna figure it out.
Always choose the harder path, the one that forces you to improve and demands that you respect yourself enough to give nothing but your best. You might doubt yourself and wonder if it's even worth it. Sure, you could choose an easier way, but doing easy things creates a hard life. Difficulty is good. Use it to your advantage.
It's because there's a possibility that you can, and that's enough. Like, I think I can do this, and so why would I not? If I know I can be something, then that's what's moving me. But just the sheer point that I might be able to do it. And there's the fear of failure, of not getting there. Like, you're playing against yourself that doesn't get there. That's who you're playing against. You're playing for the guy who didn't try.
Visualize it, but also feel it. Like, feel yourself there. Close your eyes, smile to yourself, and feel yourself there. And believe me when I say you can manifest that.
Where you are now is just a reflection of your past thoughts, your past thinking. So if you want to change your future, you got to change your thoughts now and then put them into action.
One of my most powerful motivational frames is thinking about the person that I want to become as the destination.
Life is shorter than you think. Okay, you're 25 and you're thinking, wow, I've got 10 years to figure it all out. I've got all these vistas of time. I'm young, I'm healthy, etc. You don't have nearly as much time as you think you do. It goes very fast. So you need a sense of urgency and energy.
If you have lost friends during the process of the climb, I don't think it is something that you should lament or be upset about. I think that it is a sign of growth, because a lot of people say, hey, you've changed. And the only natural response that I could have to that is, you haven't.
Champion's mindset, I think a lot of people hear the word champion, they think of a famous sports star, but we think of it differently. We think of it as, well, when you get on the field, put everything you have into it. Put every ounce of energy you have on the field. Leave nothing on the field. And two, when you get knocked down, when you see hard times and you get knocked down, get back up. And if you keep putting everything you got into it and you keep getting back up when you get knocked down, it's almost impossible to fail.
Anything in life that you put your mind to, you can do. The world is your oyster. That's all I tell people. While you're on earth, you got to take advantage of this.
Effortless is a myth. I mean it. I say that as someone who has heard that word a lot. I didn't get where I got on pure talent alone. I got there by trying to outwork my opponents. I believed in myself, but belief in yourself has to be earned. Most of the time, it's not about having a gift. It's about having grit. The truth is, whatever game you play in life, sometimes you're going to lose. A point, a match, a season, a job. It's a roller coaster with many ups and downs. And it's natural when you're down to doubt yourself. But negative energy is wasted energy. You want to become a master at overcoming hard moments. I'm here to tell you from the other side that leaving a familiar world behind and finding new ones is incredibly, deeply, wonderfully exciting.
Very few people are going to tell you this, but growth hurts. Becoming the best version of yourself comes with a lot of goodbyes. Sadly, the only way for some people to learn to appreciate you is to lose you. You have to stop surrounding yourself with toxic people because you're lonely. It's really fucking uncomfortable, but you need to do it if you want to grow. The pain that you feel today, though, is going to be the power that you're going to feel tomorrow.
Whether you do, whether you don't, they're still gonna talk about you. At gatherings, they whisper about you if you're making moves or you're standing still. So honestly, I've come to realize in life, just do you, just do what you wanna do. Let them talk.
Your thoughts create your life, and so you have to think positive thoughts all the time. You have to force yourself to think positive thoughts at times. You need to understand and believe that you can do anything you want, that we are truly limitless. There really are no limits. The only limits are the ones that you put on yourself, the ones that you create in your mind.
You want to be great? You need to break the rules. Forget about being normal. The ones who don't get it will call you extreme and crazy. Put yourself out there, take risks, let them doubt you and say that it will never work. What do they know anyway? You don't need to fit in with the crowd. Just do your thing. It's time to show them what you knew all along.
Your outcome in life is a result of your work, and the quality of your work reflects your belief system. Do you believe? Do you believe that you're the one? Do you believe that you're chosen for this purpose, for this vision? That will dictate your outcome. That will dictate how hard you work.
What is your mission and cause? And how deeply emotionally are you connected to it right now? There's a level of influence that goes beyond any technique or tactic somebody could teach you. It also gives you the energy to fight through adversity and struggle. It overcomes adversity. It overcomes pain and fear and worry and angst and letdown. So I ask you again, what's your purpose? What's your reason? What's your why? What's your cause? What's your mission? I challenge you right now just to write that down in 2, 3, 4 sentences, just to reconnect to it. Keep it close to you all week. Before you go to bed at night, reconnect to that purpose. I think the deeper we can embed our purpose in our heart and our spirit, the more that we can transfer that energy to people.
At some point, you have to grow up and be an adult. If your life is going to change, you have to be the one to change it. You can't blame anybody else anymore. Your life is where it is because you created it to be the way that it is. It's no one else's fault but your own. If you want to keep playing the victim, you can go for it, but it's going to cost you the life that you want.
Life is not easy. It is not. Don't try to make it that way. Life's not fair. It never was. It isn't now, and it won't ever be. Do not fall into the trap, the entitlement trap, of feeling like you're a victim. You are not. Get over it and get on with it.
I dare you to stop f***ing around and dedicate the next 6 months of your life exclusively to your goals. Don't announce it to anyone, don't tell anyone, don't post it on social media. Just disappear and do the work, and then reemerge in 6 months a completely different person.